Welcome to Quick Stop F1. My name is Nyasha and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us. We appreciate that. If you're watching, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. We've got all that good F1 shit right here. Don't piss me off. Actually, gunshot for that. Don't piss me off. Hold on. Huh? Oh. So, 10 teams, 10-part series, looking at every team and how they performed before the summer break. And we're going to start with Alpine, a team that last season, was doing pretty well. We had Brosady straight to DVD edition in Brazil. However, it's not gone so well this season. So, in each of these videos, we're going to look at what we expected, what we've got, and what constitutes success after the summer break when we return in Zandvoort all the way through to Abu Dhabi. So without further ado, let's get into it. And Alpine, what did we expect following last season? Oh, Alpine, you could say that their 2024 was a tale of two halves, right? Kind of like nowhere to begin with, but Oli Oakes comes in and you start to see incremental improvements. Obviously, the zenith of which was the double podium in Brazil for Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon. If you contrast that with how things were in Monaco, where they were threatening to chuck Esteban out, it's really good that they had that moment in Brazil and they didn't chuck... Wait? Oh, they did. They did actually end up chucking him out after, for Abu Dhabi to bring in Jack Doohan. So the scene has been set. They've had a decent 2024 into 24. The thinking is, can they then improve on that as we go through the season? They've got Pierre Gasly, stayed on, hungry to prove himself. We've got Jack Doohan here for his first full season, replacing Ocon. You'd think the goal, get into midfield, get into 6th, maybe 7th, consistent points, and just essentially regain some respect as a works team, right? This is a team with so much history throughout motorsports, throughout the car industry, and they're chronic underachievers. So, what do we get in 2025? Well, we get chronic underachievement. Like, it is bad. Like, this season has been bad. They are by far the worst team on the grid. 20 points. 20 points at the season break. And it's just not great. The A524 looks twitchy in high-speed corners. It also lacks straight-line speed. And if it wasn't for Pierre Gasly, who really has been the absolute shining light, I would actually argue one of the best drivers on the grid this season, considering his machinery. We're looking at a 7th in Canada, 9th in Belgium. We've got some really good drives throughout this season to kind of bring home points where maybe points shouldn't have been there, and even just getting into higher positions when the car hasn't been an absolute dog or when strategy hasn't absolutely fucked them over, which has happened more than once. So on Pierre Gasly's side, I think we're looking at one of the best drivers in the midfield doing a good midfield job. And I think I said a few years ago, or a couple years ago, Pierre Gasly's career could be similar to that of Checo Perez, right? And listen to me when I say this, you go into a top team straight away, as Perez did in McLaren, doesn't work out, you move back into the midfield, and you build yourself a decent career as a midfield specialist. Then, who knows in the future what opportunities might come up with top teams, etc. If he carries on, let's say if Alpine do improve, or they get bought out, and the team gets better, or whatever. But there's talent there with Pierre Gasly. Now, is it elite level talent? We don't know, probably not. But look, Nico Hülkenberg has made a great career out of being an incredible midfield talent. There's no reason why Pierre Gasly can't. One person who will not be making a career in F1 of any sort is Jack Doohan. Dios mío. My goodness, what a short and not so sweet career he's had this year. Never really found any rhythm. He did get points finish in Austria. But there was crashes. In Miami, especially. You kind of remember that. He never really got going. Never really had the trust of Flavio Briatore, who we'll come to. But essentially, it's a shame that he essentially got kicked out of here. They lined him up and got him the fuck out of here. Madness. Absolute madness. I mean, look, they replaced him with Franco Colapinto, who they bought out from Williams to essentially work as reserve driver. And we all know that that was clearly a move from the start of the season. Question after question after question, article after article after article about, will Franco Colapinto replace Jack Doohan? When is he going to replace Jack Doohan? It was a matter of if, no, it's a matter of when and not if. And then it did come in. And it's gone pretty badly as well. Like, it's not gone good at all. And there has been a couple of high spots, but P13 Belgium was his best result. There's been crashes. He crashed in testing. It doesn't look great for Franco this season. And if you tie all that in, they've also, Oli Oakes has walked away, seemingly, probably because of the decision to take Jack Doohan out, which was his decision, to bring him in the first place. Flavio Briatore, who is ostensibly supposed to be banned from F1, is now lead advisor, and he's team principal of Alpine, but he's not team principal of Alpine, but he is when you really think about it, and he makes all the decisions, but he's not making all the decisions. Anyway, look, all I know is that it is not good so far. So, all in all, not a great season for Alpine. But what would success look like going forward? And honestly, right now it's damage control, bro. Like, it is damage control. I think they just need to be a team who are consistently able to be towards that midfield battle. Can they start to compete regularly with the likes of Haas? Can they compete with the likes of Sauber? On a regular basis, can they start to creep into the top 10? If it looks like there's, the direction of travel is going that way, then who knows for next season what's going to happen? Given that they have Mercedes cars, Mercedes engines. All in all, apparently the chassis isn't that bad on the Alpine. But, what would represent success? I think for Gasly, just keep getting into the points. Can he get into the points occasionally? And just remind everyone why he is what I feel is a great midfield talent. Colapinto, can he keep this car on the road? Math. Like, do you know what I mean? Keep it on the black stuff. It's not a slogan, it's a mantra of life. Keep it on the black stuff. I don't know if he can do that, but if he can, again, solid results. Be a good second driver in that car and show clear progress week after week after week after week. If he can do that, then maybe he has a case to stay for 2026, although it seems unlikely. And I guess with Alpine, it just feels like they are a directionless team. I mean, for years now, that team has been rudderless. No matter who's at the helm, they've been completely rudderless. And I just think what would be good is kind of, if they bring upgrades, the upgrades work. And a kind of confidence that you feel like this is a team that will go into the regulations next year, not having to make their own engines, just having to concentrate on integrating that Mercedes engine, which is likely to be the strongest, into a decent package. Who knows? They could jump from being the worst team on the grid to literally top 4-5 teams on the grid, which essentially is like a 50% increase on their grid, on their position in the championship. The millions that you can kind of get for that are insane. So let's see how that goes. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that it's been a mess? Do you think I'm being a bit too harsh? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Remember, if you like the video, subscribe, like, all of them things there. We'll be doing a video for each one of these teams before coming back for the new season with live streams, all of them things there. You know how we do it over here at Quick Stop F1. Huh? Don't piss me off. Empty a magazine on you, man. But until then, remember, no matter what life throws at you, keep it on the black stuff. Until next time, goodbye.